Home is supposed to be safe. That's the lie they tell you as a child. That no matter what happens outside, your home is where you're held, understood, loved unconditionally. But some homes feel like a slow drowning, where you learn to breathe underwater without realizing you're suffocating. I didn't know I was suffering, because I thought suffering looked different. Shouting, slamming doors, bruises. I didn't understand that suffering could be quiet, that it could hide behind good manners, a clean living room, and forced family dinners. I didn't run away. I didn't scream or slam doors or cry for help. I just left, quietly. I said I had a new job, which was true. I said I needed to be closer to the city, also true. But the biggest truth, the real reason, I kept buried beneath my smile. I couldn't take it anymore. It was the little things. The way my mother's tone could peel the skin off you without raising her voice. The way my father gave out approval like a rare currency, something you had to earn by making yourself smaller. The way my feelings were a burden, an inconvenience they never had the energy to deal with. The constant walking on eggshells, the shame for needing attention, the suffocating fear of ever making a mistake. You learn to shrink yourself in places like that. You learn to apologize before you speak. You learn that silence is safer than truth. You learn that even when they say we love you, what they really mean is we love the version of you we approve of. I grew up in that house, but I never belonged in it. And maybe the hardest part was how long it took for me to realize I didn't deserve it. When I moved into my first apartment, it was barely a step up from a storage closet. Peeling paint, creaky floorboards, the hum of traffic right outside the window. But to me, it was sacred. I would sit on the floor and just exist. No one judging, no one watching. I'd eat cereal for dinner, wear mismatched socks, talk to myself out loud just because I could. The first time I laughed, really laughed, it startled me. I realized how long it had been, how my joy had been filtered through fear for so many years. There was grief in the freedom, grief for the childhood I never got to have, grief for the version of myself that was punished into silence, grief for all the birthdays, holidays, and quiet moments that should have felt warm but didn't. And yet, even in that grief, there was something else: peace. Coping wasn't instant or pretty. I had breakdowns in grocery store aisles. I panicked over harmless texts from my parents. I flinched when someone raised their voice, even as a joke. But slowly, gently, I began to build a life that felt like mine. I went to therapy. At first, I danced around the truth. I used words like strict upbringing and a little emotionally distant. It took months before I said it out loud. I think I was emotionally abused. It shattered something in me. But it also set me free. Because once I named it, I could stop blaming myself. I could stop trying to fix something I didn't break. I could stop bleeding for people who never noticed I was hurting. I started creating rituals, lighting candles after long days, journaling every night, talking to myself like a friend instead of an enemy. I made a playlist full of songs I never felt safe playing at home. I danced in my kitchen at 1 a.m. I cried when I needed to, without hiding it. I relearned how to eat when I was hungry instead of when it was appropriate. I bought books on healing, trauma, inner child work. I took naps. I forgave myself. I allowed joy in without thinking it had to be earned. For the first time in my life, I didn't feel like I had to be useful to be worthy. They still text now and then, short things. Hope you're doing well. Let us know when you're coming home. But the word home catches in my throat, because I don't think I'll ever go back. Not physically, not emotionally, not in the way they hope. It's not revenge. I don't want to hurt them. It's just self-preservation. You can't keep walking into the fire expecting not to burn. Sometimes I still carry the weight of it. I'll walk into a crowded room and feel like a ghost. I'll look in the mirror and see someone trying so hard to seem okay. The past still whispers, in the form of doubt, guilt, and that old familiar voice that says, "You're too much." You're difficult. You should have tried harder. But I don't believe it like I used to. Now I hear that voice and I pause, and I remind myself, that's not me. That's what I was taught. Then I put on my coat, open the door, and go outside into a world that, while imperfect, is finally mine to explore. I'm still healing, still stumbling sometimes, still learning what it means to feel safe in my own body. But the version of me now, he smiles more, he breathes deeper, he trusts people slowly but honestly. He no longer waits for permission to be happy, and he's never going back. Because peace doesn't beg, it doesn't shout, it doesn't demand, it just arrives quietly, stays consistently, and reminds you, gently, you are free, you are enough, you are finally safe. And that, more than anything, is what I've been waiting to feel my whole life.